So, do you know where we're going?
So we are now going to the center of Tulln. From Tulln to Vienna is around 40 kilometers, as I said. Mm-hmm. And also it is part of the Euro Velo 6, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That goes all the way from Passau to Turkey.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Bucket list item. The kids just came out of school. Wait, isn't it too early to be leaving school? Maybe they had a half day. I wonder if they do that in Austria. Oh, Musikmittelschule. Maybe we can ask them to play something for us. Well, now we're going the direction of the train.
I think so.
Don't we want to go to the center?
Hmm?
Don't we want to go to the center?
Yeah? Are you sure?
Well, that's the train station.
Isn't the train station between us and the center?
I don't think so.
Oh, we completely went the wrong direction.
Yeah.
You have to go completely back.
Yep.
Tell me why you are so smart.
I have a good sense of direction.
You have a good sense of... Really? Do you have a good sense of direction?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
As a kid, once my mom and I went to circus or something, just the two of us.
To circus, okay?
And on the way back,
Yeah?
it was like this tricky highway exit section.
Okay.
And she wanted to go one way. I'm like, that's definitely the wrong way, Mom. I was like, we need to go in that direction. And she actually trusted me. And
Okay.
I was right. We got home.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't know why, but I'm not good with directions sometimes. And sometimes I am. The problem with the Austrian and European cities is like the streets are not straight. So like it's very easy to get lost. So now we're in the center of Tulln. We're gonna have a coffee and cake. What do you want to have, Tanya?
I don't know.
Ice cream,
So
maybe?
you know, ice cream, yeah.
It's really hot.
Depends.
I think it's
Do we
already
have
18
a snack
degrees.
or a full?
I don't think full. I think full is
Ooh.
for like for the middle of the way.
They got a cheese stand.
Cheese stand. What's the cheese stand?
Should we get some cheese?
I don't know. Let's see.
Unfortunately, we didn't get any cheese, only coffee and some to-go food.
Now we are trying to go from Tulln to Vienna. There are 3 assists on this bike. There is this normal one that I'm like pedaling right now. There is no assist. Then I can go to the normal mode. Of course, I'm gonna go a bit faster. There's also a sports mode that I can go much faster. The bike has a very nice feel to it. The seat is really nice. It is Velo, quite a famous brand. The brakes works well. They're sharp, both the front one and also the back one. They are both disc brakes, of course. You really need that disc brake if you are using an electric bike because you can go very fast. Right now, I'm not using any assist, but I can easily put it on level 1 assist, which makes me go faster. A lot of people say that using an e-bike is cheating, but the thing that they don't consider is that you can go longer distances. For example, today I was not feeling quite well, and if I had to go this 40 kilometers with a normal bicycle, I would probably get sick or something. But with the electric bike, I don't pedal that hard. Also, I'm not gonna sweat that much. And that's the big difference, especially when I want to go to work. I have a commute around 10 kilometers. And usually with a normal bike, I sweat like a pig by the end of it. But with the e-bike, it's much better. Also, like, if you consider most people use a car or at most a public transport, using an e-bike is quite some work, you know? The route that we are doing goes all the way from Passau in Germany to Turkey, believe it or not. It goes all the way from Danube and connects many European countries together. And it's one of my favorite routes in Austria in general. The reason is that it is quite flat and you don't need to pedal that much or that hard, especially with an electric bike, but also with a normal bike. Okay, Tanya is staying here. Let's see what's going on. Tanya, sup?
It is around 2 p.m. and Tanya stopped to have some snacks. In her defense, we still haven't had proper lunch.
One very interesting thing that I just noticed is that I kind of get cold when I'm on the electric bike because I'm not working as hard, and you definitely need more layers. Like normally, if I was just on a bike, I needed a thin layer because your body is burning calories. But right now, I know, I'm a bit cold. How about you, Tanya?
I am perfectly warm.
Yeah, but she's wearing a thick jacket. So I just saw a road bike passing by me, and I'm trying to catch a road bike. Let's see if I can do that. It's going really fast. Probably it's like 40 kilometers per hour. 36 kilometers per hour, 37 kilometers per hour, 38 kilometers per hour. I can do it. I can do it. Let's go.
I in fact could not do it because after 37 to 38 km per hour, I started ghost pedaling, and the road bike was probably going faster than 40 km per hour.
So one problem that I have with this e-bike is that I cannot really see what level of assist I'm right in. Is it green? Is it orange? Is it blue? And that's the problem. But honestly, that's the only complaint that I have. So we almost did 15 kilometers with the average speed of 20 kilometers per hour.
We continue our way along the Danube route towards Vienna while the phones were attached to our necks. I took a picture of this random castle. That's one of my favorite buildings, as it indicates we are halfway to Vienna.
One nice thing about the bike is that it doesn't have additional gears. I personally prefer it in Vienna because it is quite flat. I don't really need any extra gear. But if you live in a hilly area, maybe you want to get a bike that has gears too. I personally don't care, as I said. The other thing about just having one gear is that you don't need to maintain the shifts and all of that. And basically that's the design that they went for. It is kind of like if Apple was designing an e-bike, right? There's no screen, almost zero maintenance, nothing needs to be done. We are almost there. It was my favorite e-bike so far that I've tested. I had many, and honestly with e-bikes, my advice is that don't go cheap on them. This one is right now 1,800. It's not on the expensive side when it comes to e-bikes, but it is also not cheap. You know, there's like maybe a bit cheaper e-bikes on the 500 to 1,000 range. Usually have a bit of a problem. Usually there are some components in them that are not quite durable. So my advice to you is that definitely spend that extra few bucks on an e-bike, and you're not gonna get back your money. Like if you think about it, I personally don't have a car, and even though, okay, 2,000 euros is maybe a bit more expensive than a normal bike, the car is even more expensive, or even public transport. Even through train in Europe is quite expensive. So we officially entered Vienna. There is a very nice bridge here. It is my commute on a daily basis. I think we are around 5 kilometers away from my place, right? And maybe 7 kilometers from... Do you know what is a kilometer?
Sort of.
Tanya in fact doesn't know what a kilometer is, as in she knows it is a unit of distance, but she has no perception of how long 1 kilometer actually is.
This is Donauinsel in Vienna. It does look like some countryside jungle thingy, but it's actually going through the middle of the city, and that's what makes it very interesting. We are in the Japanese garden in Donauinsel, and the blossoms are awesome. Blossom awesome. Did you get the reference? No? Office. Awesome blossom.
In the last few kilometers, I thought it would be a good idea to give the e-bike to Tanya to share her thoughts on it.
The handlebars of this bike are fun and squishy. Wow, this is so much easier since I've been riding the normal bike the whole day. Now I don't have to put in any work. Feels nice. Of course, he gave me the e-bike when we're already in the center, so it's not very convenient to try to go fast because we constantly have to turn and stop. So I can't really let it loose, but it's okay. I feel much lighter and freer. Dang, Mo has basically been chilling the whole day on this bike, not breaking a sweat. I think one of the things I dislike about e-bikes is that when you are in such areas where you can't just continuously go fast, I find it uncomfortable that in order to not go so fast, I end up not pedaling because as soon as I pedal, then, you know, the e-bike does its thing and it goes zoom. So, I don't know, I lack kind of the flexibility of really gradually or abruptly changing my speed with a normal bike. And also it feels weird when you're not actually pedaling. So yeah, on the e-bike, essentially, sorry, there's a bug in the cut of my mouth. On the e-bike, when I want to slow down or need to change speeds more abruptly, it's a little uncomfortable or annoying because then I awkwardly stop pedaling my feet and they're just static. And then as soon as I pedal, it just goes zoom. But then if that zoom was too much, it propelled me too far and I need to slow down again, then I end up having to stop pedaling again. And yeah, I generally like on a normal bike, I can continuously pedal and it's mostly, I don't have to stop the momentum of my feet pedaling. I can just adjust how I'm pedaling to go faster or slower. Whereas here, it feels like I really need to sometimes just stop pedaling to get to the speed I want. We home.